Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we just wrapped up 2023 Media Day here at the indoor practice facility, and right when I was going to start this video, I noticed freshman wide receiver Nathaniel Joseph catching some passes on his own. Why am I not surprised? We've been hearing about him doing extra work on his own. So I'm going to show you a little bit of clips of him catching a little passes, but certainly he's getting ready to go. Fall practices start on Tuesday. You know, I'm really looking forward to getting out there, but in this video, I want to talk about my 5 takeaways from Media Day today. First off, just plenty of interviews today. A lot of one-on-ones with players and the assistant coaches. Head coach Mario Cristobal did not speak today. He is expected to speak after practice, after the first practice on Tuesday. But a lot of information. Stay tuned to the channel. I have a lot of interviews, video, and also check out more insight information on InsideTheU.com. So just getting that right out of the way. My 5 takeaways. And first, I just want to start with the injury update a little bit. So Zion Nelson, a lot of people are curious about him, had a chance to talk with him. He admits, look, it's been a frustrating 12 months over the past year here. He's taking it slowly, and really he's going to, the next step for him, he doesn't want to put a timetable, and Coach Cristobal has mentioned that too, no timetable, but the next step for Zion is getting out there for some position drills and things of that nature. So it'll just be a situation to monitor. He's optimistic, just my conversation with him, but certainly, he knows the drill and knows he needs to take it a little bit slowly. And that was kind of my takeaway a little bit with some of the other injured guys as well. Had a conversation with running back Trevante Citizen, and I brought it up, it was a year ago at this time at Media Day. I remember talking to him at another table. He was really excited about his freshman year, and obviously he dealt with the knee injury. And he knows that, he had the big, heavy knee brace on in the spring. He said that was a precautionary, but he is taking things a little bit slowly. He just wants to make sure his body's right. And another guy, similar to Zion, just taking things slowly in fall camp, and we'll see whenever they're ready, the both of them. But one guy who has been dealing with an injury, who will be ready to go for the opener, he told me, and a guy that I think that can have a big year, and that's tight end Elijah Arroyo. It was good seeing him out there in the spring, was able to catch him at the end of spring practices, go through a little bit of drills, and then seeing him work out on his own there before the spring game. You saw the video of him, and he feels like he's going to take it slow in fall camp. He basically is just going to see how his knee feels, kind of a day in, day out thing. But basically for him, the key is to be ready for the opener. He says he's going to be ready for that Miami, Ohio, playing the Redhawks there in the opener. So, and he's also looking to having a big year. He's a guy that's been watching some other guys in the NFL, whether it's George Kittle or Ingram. Also mentioned Tony Gonzalez as well as Kelsey's too, some other tight ends that he likes to watch. So that's a quick update on the injured guys. Again, stay tuned. I'll have more on those guys moving forward. I think there's going to be more guys that might be a little bit limited starting out of camp, but I think that some of the other guys, Leonard Taylor is excited. He said 2 days ago he got cleared and he's going to be full go, is what he said for practices. I wouldn't be surprised if he's slowed a little bit, but he's excited. I had a great conversation with him and the expectations he has for himself, in addition to what a lot of people like myself have for him. So that was good. So moving right along, and it kind of goes to what I've seen with Ray, doing the extra work, and it's a conversation that I had with Wesley Bissaint and also Francisco Mauinoa, the linebackers, and it's all kind of the same. They just feel like a lot of guys put in a lot of work this summer, and I feel like I hear this every summer going into a season, work harder than the year before. But there did see some genuineness to this. They felt like last year was a little bit different. And I think, and I asked Wesley if the results of last year kind of played a factor. And I think that it did. 5-7 last year. Guys want to build off of that. They do have new coaches, a little bit of a transition. And I asked, Bissaint about that, and he felt like the transition was done in the spring with the new coaches. And, the head coach is the same, but there are a lot of new assistant coaches. And Francisco was telling me, he's really excited about the defense. He feels like this can be a really good defense. And I feel like, we'll see, obviously. But we didn't get a chance to see the full defense in the spring because a number of guys were out, particularly on the defensive line. And then a lot of newcomers came in the summer. There's 2 guys that stand out to me that I think can have large roles, and that's linebacker KJ Cloyd and then also Jaden Davis coming over from Louisville and Oklahoma there respectively. And I think both those guys are going to play into the factor. Had a great conversation with Jaden Davis. You got to check that out. You got to check out all these videos. I'm only going to summarize a little bit, but a lot of good stuff out of today. Like I said, players and coaches. But that stood out to me, that the linebackers, and you're seeing Ray here, putting a lot of extra work in, and it seems like they're at least confident that it's going to translate to more success on the field this year. Okay, my number 3 takeaway from today, and we're going to stay with linebackers, because talking with linebackers coach Derek Nicholson, I'm not able to get to every table and talk to every single coach. I do have multiple cameras to show you guys and have a chance to get as much information as possible from everybody out here. But talking with Coach Nicholson, I definitely wanted to talk to him because, again, if you've seen the videos, you pay attention to the channel, you saw that I said that the linebackers are the most intriguing position battle of the fall. So I wanted to get Nicholson's take on it. And my takeaway with talking with him, and he flatly said, look, it's going to change, every day. You could be first team one day, fourth team the next. We'll see how it plays out, but he believes it's a very competitive group, a very tight group in terms of skill levels. He feels like it is going to be a tight battle and going to see how it all plays out. And he did say, he did reveal Wesley Basaint's going to start out first team on the first day. I find that to be interesting. I think Maui Noah would have that other spot of the two linebackers, Maui Noah at the mic, at the middle linebacker spot, and then Wesley playing that weak side. So I think that's how they're going to start out. I think KJ Cloyd has a really good opportunity to be in that battle, and we'll see how it plays out. And Wesley, 220 pounds, Cloyd a little bit bigger at 230, according to their weights today, coming out of today. So I think that'll be a position battle. But Nicholson, again, my takeaway is he plans on rotating the guys, first team, fourth team, whatever it might be. He's willing to make changes day to day, and after practice, he said every day they're going to do an evaluation of how the guys perform. And I find that to be interesting. That's my number 3 takeaway. My number 4 takeaway, staying with an assistant coach, and that's Shannon Dawson. Look, I'm always interested about the coordinators, if they're going to be on the field, if they're going to be in the box, and the reasons why. Because most coaches throughout their coaching careers have usually had the opportunity to do both, whether they're calling plays from on the field or in the box. And the reason why it's a little bit of an unknown each year is because you're limited on how many players you can have in the box. So Shannon Dawson told me that he's going to be on the field, and he said the reason why he likes doing that, which obviously makes sense, he likes to have that connection, that interpersonal connection, he said, with the quarterback in between series. So he's going to have a chance to work with Tyler Van Dyke. He said he wants to see it in his eyes and just be able to talk to him about certain things, the way that the game is going. He feels like each series is essentially a new opportunity. I'm not sure exactly his wording, but he just looks at it like they got to get ready for the next series. Take what you learned from the previous one, and that's why he likes to be on the field in particular. He likes to talk to the quarterback just to get them ready, and I thought he gave a great answer with that. And he is going to, he definitely said, we'll see how everything plays out during the games. That's how they'll really know whether it's with Van Dyke or the rest of the offense. But just him on the field, I find it to be interesting. The reason why you'd like to be in the box is because you can see a real good overview, concentrate on the next play, maybe seeing what the other team is doing, and see the widespread, the outlook on the field. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Guidry about that, about what he plans on doing, but that's where Dawson will be. That's where we'll start. And last year, Gaddis went up and down, in the box and on the field. And a lot of coaches that I've covered, again, they like to do both for different reasons, and it all just depends on what the team needs. But Dawson will be on the field this year. That'll be something to watch for. So my last takeaway from today, and it was good seeing a lot of the guys, some of the guys I hadn't seen quite yet in person. I did see a lot of the newcomers over the summer at various camps, but it was good to have one-on-one conversations with guys, about 10 minutes at times, which we'd never really get during this season, players and coaches. So it was good getting that one-on-one time. But I guess just my last takeaway from today, and again, plenty of news and notes will be on the site, more on the channel as things go on, but I think my last takeaway is there just seems to be a renewed optimism with the team. And I don't know if there was a more pessimistic approach going into today or into the season after a 5-7, just a very disappointing year last year. But you can see that the guys, either they want to work past that or they're not really as concerned about it because there's a lot of confidence with different position groups. It's not like one group needs to be better. They all need to be better. And there's a lot of new players and players either with experience and talent or young guys with talent, whatever it might be. But it's going to be interesting to see how fall ball works and the competition level, maybe see how they perform in drills, if there's things that I can notice, that we notice out there in drills, and maybe how it'll translate during the season. But that's my last takeaway. There just seems to be a renewed optimism with the team. It's probably like this everywhere this time of year, and I understand that. And certainly at Miami, there's always hope for the next season being better than the last. But we'll see. We'll see how it all translates. But again, a lot of position groups have some new faces. It looks different than what it was in the spring, and that's my last takeaway. So stay tuned to the channel. Check out the website. Definitely more content. Definitely appreciate everybody watching these videos and the videos kind of leading up to fall camp over the summer. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully you have a good rest of the day, and take care.